$10.9 billion. That's what a panic attack looks like on a balance sheet. And here's what one looks like on The Sopranos. And that panic attack's because the best-selling drug in human history recently fell off a cliff. And the company behind it, the same company whose sunscreen is in a lot of our ski bags, has spent the past 3 years and tens of billions making sure that cliff didn't take the whole company down with it. It's the exact playbook your favorite athlete and corner taco truck run, or should. Ever heard of Humira? If you consumed any kind of TV between 2015 and 2021, you for sure saw one of the 40,000 times a year it popped up during your favorite broadcast. For 6 straight years, it was the best-selling prescription drug on the planet. At its peak, north of $20 billion a year for treating inflammation. Then this thing in their business happened that dries up the moat. The patent expired. When that happens, cheap copies, or biosimilars as they're called, flood the market, and sales of the originator fall off a cliff. This phenomenon is called a patent cliff. The expiration date basically gets stamped on the day it's born. Little detail, patents run 20 years from the filing date, but drugs typically burn 10 to 15 years off those in development before it ever reaches a pharmacy shelf. Yeah, Father Time applies to pharma too. So what do the smart companies do? How do they account and plan for inevitable patent cliffs? There's 2 moves. First, build homegrown replacements. AbbVie, the parent company of Humira, saw the cliff coming and grew a couple drugs in-house, Skyrizi and Rinvoq. And the former is so prevalent on the airwaves, both my kids can recite all its side effects, chapter and verse. Hope that's not a referendum on how much TV I let them watch. Combined, they already out-earned Humira's best year ever. Now this was an anomaly, the execution. It almost never goes that smoothly. But the discipline's always the same and transferable. Draft your own, develop your own, promote from within. You know, like we all read in those Jim Collins books. Second, when you can't build it and grow it fast enough, you buy it. AbbVie just spent $10.9 billion this week for Apogee. And a few years back, $8.7 billion for another one, Cerevel. The latter turned out to be a swing and a miss. But that's batting averages for you. This thing's really no different than good old-fashioned roster management, whether in the front office or out on the street. Aging superstar on an expiring deal, young draft talent coming up behind him. Once you see the scheme, it's everywhere. Soda's been dying slow for 2 decades, so Coke quietly became a hydration company. And Disney couldn't reliably invent the next hit, so it bought them all. And it's not just the giants. It's also that agency with one whale client, or the shop famous for one dish. One thing paying all the bills is just a patent cliff with no date posted. The move that scales from a $400 billion drug maker all the way down to a taco truck is the same. Have the next thing cooking before the current thing peaks. Oh, and the same company whose sunscreen's probably in your ski bag, it pulled off something that's a whole other video. It moved off patent and embraced brand with Botox. By the time the copycats showed up, it didn't matter because the name itself became a verb. I ski a lot and think about it when I'm not. Follow for more. Occasional Tony Soprano references included.